Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing really well. Hopefully you've all been following along with the small holding series from the start. I think I'm at like episode 20, which is the one I've recorded today. Yeah, I made this farm, a custom farm edit on OakBridge, or when I did it originally it was called Calmsden, but it's still Calmsden or OakBridge. And now I can share it out with everybody. So obviously a massive thank you to Oxy for letting this happen. He's also letting me share another farm, which keep an eye on the channel because I'm working hard on that one. So that'll be a little bit more interesting because there's more to it. But yeah, if you want to play along as maybe I'm playing on the series as well, or do something, you know, go your own way, whatever it is, you can download this map now. The link's in the video description. It's on a Google Drive, so just get it from there. Download it. You don't need any mods or anything like that. It's just goes into your mods folder. It won't even replace the Calmsden map or the OakBridge map that you've got because I've renamed it. So yeah, just download it, put it into your mods folder, and away you go. A few things to point out: it's PC only. I can't obviously get it on console. That would just be too difficult for me to kind of send it to Giants. It's, at the end of the day, this is Oxy's map. It's not mine. He's just allowed me permission to move a few things around, be a bit creative, and make a custom farm basically. So it's all down to Oxy. It's all his models, and I take no, credit for this. It's just I've moved some stuff around basically just to make a series, and a lot of people have asked for it, and Oxy said, yeah, why not? Send it out, let people play on it, enjoy it. So again, massive thank you to OxygenDavid for letting this happen. Without his modeling and his creations in the first place, I wouldn't even be able to do anything like this, or probably even be able to do my Farmland series. So yeah, it goes without saying. So I'll walk around and tell you a couple of things. I've literally started up from the version you download. So, like I said, new save game, no mods. This is literally just how it will download. So a few things that I've done along the way is like remove these collisions out of the wall so you don't get caught up. So that's going to still be there. Yeah, the field's obviously got all the weeds in. So it's the way I started. It's difficult. You need to kind of work through that and plow it down and get everything going like I did at the first ever episode. And then down here is obviously the entrance, main entrance, I'd say, to the farm. So yeah, hopefully everybody enjoys it. It's something a little bit different. It's obviously a small holding, so everything's tight. I would recommend not driving down here in a big tractor. You're going to get caught up and even get small trailers. So you've got another entrance and exit out there to the kind of road that goes through that village section of Calmsden. Just for fair warning, though, that is a tight corner to come out either left or right. So make sure you've got either a tiny trailer on or just a tractor if you're doing that. So I've removed my members boards, but I have kept in the picture that I did from the farmland. So that'll be there. So hopefully that won't annoy too many people. So the grain shed is an interesting one. It won't open unless, I know this is really annoying, you own this. So you're going to need to own this. Now, the reason for that is I tied it in with another object that I got it from. So because of all the way that the placeables work now in OakBridge and everything, it was just a nightmare to get the animations on that door. So I had to keep it tied into the placeable. So you have to own that area. So keep that in mind. When you start off, you're going to need to own farmland 1, but it costs nothing because that's where the farm's actually built into, which is farmland 1. So that's free. Field 38 is the field that I would recommend buying because, yeah, it's a starting field and it's got that big, and it's got a lot of work that needs doing in it. But you also need to buy the farm at 35. So technically, the only thing you need to start off with is 47,000 for that and then 117 for that one. So really, because the farm's free, because the farm costs nothing, I think that's not too bad. So you just have to keep an eye out on that. I mean, I could have done it differently, but it's just a lot of work, and the way I set it up was just easier. But now, as you'll notice, the animations work on the door, so not too bad. And I think they clip through a tiny, tiny amount, just a tiny bit. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it does the job. But yeah, there we go. I've been using that as a grain shed, but you can use it for whatever you need. These aren't removable. I've not done anything like this, and even the other farm that I'm building, none of this stuff's going to be removable. I'm not going down the lines of... I'm not going to go down the line of doing placeables and stuff like that. It's just too much work. It is a bit of a nightmare, to be honest, and I felt for Oxy, to be honest, because it's just, yeah, it's difficult. So yeah, I'd rather, if someone wants to remove like this, for example, just go into GE if you can do that and just remove it that way. but none of this is placeables. But we'll talk about that section in a minute because I've changed that up. I've had to, but also I saw a comment, a really good comment of someone saying put that in, so we'll go over that in a second. In this shed, you will start off with a hedge. The reason, again, is placeables. For me to remove that, I'd have to go through several, and I mean several, probably 100 hedges in the placeables XML, find which one that is, and then just remove it from there. But it's so much easier than doing that, than you as the player just jumping in, putting on like your remove, putting on the remove placeables or remove object and just deleting it out. Because that's it. There's only one, so just make sure when you start up, you delete that one out. It's just so much easier than finding that single hedge. Right, so here's the door. You've got your animal trigger here, slurry trigger there, straw trigger is there, which is, it'll accept bales as well, but the bales have to go over. So the feed trigger here is like for the feed mix, but then the bales go over. So there's like a bale trigger for straw and a standard bale trigger in here. And then obviously you've got your straw trigger and a fill plane that will go up. Now, sometimes the fill plane, because I'm not as good as Oxy or anything like that. I'm never, I'm nowhere near as good as Oxy. Sometimes the fill plane of the straw can just look like it's sitting a tiny bit above the ground. So when you've got a full amount of straw in there, keep an eye out for that. But I mean, it's such a minor thing that it doesn't bother me. But yeah, that's the animal. It holds 50 as well, so it's a big shed for what it. It's got a big capacity for actually the size of the shed. You probably don't want to put 50 in there, but it's nice to have the option. Remember, it is just a small holding, so you're probably not going to want 50 cows in there. You're probably going to branch out to somewhere else. So the slurry, I had to remove the original slurry tank that I placed in. The reason for that is it's not something I can share. It's actually a mod from ModHub that I put into my version of the small holding map, and I then changed the texture and everything. But because it was private, I can do that. But now, because I'm sharing it, I have to respect the fact that I'm taking away from that modder. It's on ModHub, and if I don't, if I put it as a required mod, then I'd need a save game and so on, and you'd need to download it. Things like that, I just thought it was too difficult. So I've put in this tank. It was originally a water tank, but I've kind of scaled it up, and I think it still looks pretty good, but that's technically where the slurry's stored. So it's technical, but it's not. It's obviously just a big water tank, but it looks good, and I've kept it in with the pipe underneath, and your trigger's still there, milk trigger's still there, but now we've got this bit we can drive over, which I thought was a really good idea. I can't remember your name, apologies, but you put a comment, literally I read it yesterday, and yeah, I thought that was such a good idea to put so I'm not just driving over the pipe. The only thing is, I realised after that the pipe's here for the slurry and the trigger's probably going to about there. So I'm hoping if you've got a slurry tanker, you can still drive over here and still hit the trigger. If not, you might have to have one tyre on this and one tyre on that, or potentially just back up in an angle like this. So keep that in mind, that when you're actually using the slurry trigger, it might it might be a bit strange, but it's good for driving over when you're heading to this field out here. Which I've been working on quite a lot, to be honest. I use that area as well for bales, for silage bales, it's a good spot for it. Also, the gates, I place them into my save game. So if you are going to place gates in, you need to do that yourself in this section, like I did in the one that's kind of just sitting right by the fuel tank that I put in, which isn't there as well, I don't think. Yeah, so the fuel tank you're going to have to put in as well. I put one there and then put a gate here. So again, you can just customize it whatever way you like. I'd love to see some pictures as well. So if you want to jump in the Discord server, share some pictures of what you're getting on, how you're finding it and what you're actually doing. I'd love to see how you've expanded out or something. It might give me some good ideas. But remember, I'm running on a max rule of can't go over 150 horsepower for equipment and for tractors, but I can go up to 250 on a harvester. So that could be a forage harvester or a harvester, beet harvester, any kind of harvester. So keep that in mind. If I see you've just gone this bit, but then down here there's like a massive farm and you've got T7s and galore and all that stuff, I'm not going to be able to do that. So then this is the grass field. It is obviously an estate, like it was in the first episode. It needs ploughing out, and the reason why it definitely needs ploughing out is because you can't use the AI work until these fields are ploughed out anyway. So my recommendation is when you first get on here, plough this field out, plough field 38 out, and then you're set to go. And if you want to, you can remove that tree. I've kept it in my series. I kind of drive around it, but it's a good sized field. It's just obviously in a bit of a state, which is the way I designed it. I wanted this small holding to be that I've a bit of a backstory when I start off, and the other farm that I'm building that I'm hopefully going to share very soon if I can get it done. It's just taking a long time. Yeah, that also have a bit of a backstory as well, and hopefully a goal to hit. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool to kind of add that in. Like, even if it's just a bit of role playing, you have to imagine it. It just makes it a bit interesting. But there we go. That is the small holding farm. It is small, as the name suggests. There's not much to it, but you've got the main stuff. You've got a shed for cows. You've got some storage for equipment. You've got your trigger for some chickens as well. Feed triggers here. Animal triggers just there. And then here is the spawn point for the pallets. If you've been watching my series, you'll know all that stuff anyway. And there's a really nice secluded spot around the back with your wardrobe trigger, which I think doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't. To be honest, it didn't work in my other one, so I think it never bothered me because I can just obviously do that. So it's not like it's the end of the world. But yeah, wardrobe trigger doesn't work. I need to fix that. But right now, I think it's in a perfect state to kind of crack on and let everyone play it. So really happy about it. It was the first farm that I've ever properly built in GE, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Really happy. So I hope everybody enjoys it. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Big shout out, as always, to OxygenDavid for allowing me to do this with his assets. I feel very lucky because he's not letting many people use any of his assets at the moment for FS25. And yeah, I feel very lucky that he allows me to make custom farms like this, and for the series, and also to share as well eventually. So keep an eye out as well for the other farm that should be coming soon. And yeah, let me know. Show me some pictures of how you're getting on, and come join the Discord server. Show me some progress that you're doing, what your plans are. I'd love to see what everyone's getting up to on the small holding. But yeah, link in the video description. Have fun, everybody. And as always, thank you so much for supporting me and the channel. It truly does mean the world to me. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have fun, everybody. See ya.